Hi there. This is Boris Joaquin and welcome to Rappler Talk. At the start of the year, a lot of people would like to retain and sustain their New Year's resolution. So we'd like to talk about goal setting. Whether you're setting goals for your personal or your career life, it's important to know the disciplines behind it. So we invited top executive trainer and management consultant Anthony Pangilinan to give us a few tips about goal setting. Hi, Anthony.
Hi, Boris. Thank you for this opportunity.
Welcome to Rappler.
Thank you. It's a great time to be here.
We're going to talk about goal setting. A lot of our readers and watchers are interested on how to, just be successful in goal setting. But to begin with, why goal setting? Is it even important?
Well, of course, you can't hit what you're not aiming for, right? So napaka-importante na alam natin yung patutunguhan. Otherwise, our arrows go in all directions, right? There's a lot of waste, frustration, and walang sense of accomplishment. Yung basehan ng goals, yun ang problem. So the value of goals, I think it's clear to all.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you got to know where you want to go, right? Before you even leave your destination. I left my office and I knew I had to go here, right? Otherwise, I would have not ended up here with you right now.
Yeah.
But how? How do we set goals? That's the challenge
Yeah.
for many.
But you also need to begin to know saan yung destination na yun. So how do we get started? I mean, some people already know their goals, but some may not. So how do you identify that? What are good goals?
I think that, again, the basis for goals. Kasi what is good to you might not be of value to me.
Agree.
So it is not what is a good goal, but what is the basis for establishing a good goal for me. I've been teaching time management for over, basta, tagal na.
Idol kita. So I know, I grew up with you.
One of the most important principles I've learned in time management, goal setting. First, you gotta be before you can do. First, you gotta do before you can have.
Awesome. You have to be before you can do.
First, you gotta do before you can have. So if you're gonna put a table, dapat, if you wanna have something, which is the last column dapat, you have to do something first. But in order to do this, you gotta be that person first.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You want a house that you built yourself, then you gotta start spending time building, constructing that house. But if you don't have it in you to construct and build, hindi tatayo yung gusali mo. So the be, do, have principle. And so therefore, in terms of process, anong una? Be.
Be, okay.
Ang problema sa New Year's resolution, hindi ito yung nauna, hindi yung be.
Projection na kagad.
Have.
This what I have.
I want to have this body. I want to have this, much cash in the bank. So therefore, I will do this. And then, is it connected to even who I am? Bahala na si Batman.
Bahala si Batman.
No. That's why 90% of New Year's resolutions, 2 weeks pa lang, wala na. Kasi wala dun sa kung sino talaga siya.
Yeah.
So even in corporate planning, you have to first define what is the nature of the company before you start getting into strategy.
Yeah, who you are.
Right. I mean, 70% of brand extensions fail. Kasi feeling ng brand, dahil ang laki na natin, dami natin accomplishment, then extend to this service, let's extend to that product. They fail because they forget it's not who we are.
They lost track of their focus.
Sino ba? Ako.
Yeah.
Diba? Yun ang basehan. So being should be the basis of doing, and having is automatic.
Let's talk more about being. So, how do we now identify who we are?
Oh, wow.
It seems like a simple question, no? Pero sa totoo lang, para a lot of people don't really know.
Alam mo, design, for example. Look at this place. There is no object in this room that has no purpose behind it. There is not. Every object in this room, whether it's phone, itong plug na yan, itong table na to, lahat yan may being. And you look at the design as a basis for doing.
Yeah.
I wrote a book once and re-entitled it yung Leading from Being, and your being is partly determined by your design as a human being. May mga taong, halimbawa, yung 4 personalities in the times of Hippocrates, the 4 personalities, the 4 humors, di ba may DISC method, may Myers-Briggs.
Pero before,
Lahat yan. Pero yung 4 na yun, still essentially holds true that there are those who are like lions, they're extroverted, task-oriented.
Okay.
Di ba? Yan ba ang tendency mo? Di ba? That's part of your design. O ikaw ba yung author na dolphin, na extroverted pero people-oriented? Meron naman yung beavers na introverted, task-oriented.
Yeah.
Diba? Medyo nakatutok lang sila sa ginagawa nila. And then you have the golden retrievers na extroverted, introverted people oriented. So we all have a preference, we all have a dominance, and we have to respect that. That's part of the sign of your design as a human being.
It's knowing your strengths. And at the same time,
Of
knowing
course, the
also
entire
your,
strengths revolution,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah,
Strengths
yeah.
finder.
Yeah.
Ano bang kakayahan mo? You know, this transformed me, even as a parent. Focus on the strengths, right? To overcome the weaknesses. Maximize your strength.
Minimize your weakness.
Yes. 7 out of 10 parents pala, every time they, Gallup International, every time they see the report cards of their kids, they notice the Fs and the Cs and the Ds.
First.
Diba? Diba?
Guilty,
Okay sana
yeah,
yung A mo rito, may B ka dyan, pero bakit ka may F? Diba? Ganon, right? And we bring that to work, we bring that to school, we bring that to the rest of our lives. We're so focused on what we don't have, right? That's why we have to be careful about goals. Some of our goals are hugots. Since I did not have it as a child, I will make sure that I accomplish it as a mali yung basis eh. But anyway, and in this whole strengths evolution training, I found out na, hindi. You focus on the A's, your strengths. And then you pick up something about this A's that you can apply to your F's. You know, I did it for my son. Okay? I can just tell you this.
Sige, sige.
So I got the report card of my son. Si Donnie. Okay ba? Pero good ending naman tayo. So,
Sikat naman na siya.
So a few months before he graduated high school, aba, A+, A minus, B+, F. Interim report, F. So nakuha ko yun. Sabi ko, but then I remember the principle. Focus on the A's, and then you can learn from the A's to apply to the F's. Sabi ko, Donnie, meron kang A+. Nahirapan. Doon pala, nahirapan na ako eh.
Holding back eh. No? Sige, okay.
You know when I asked him, why do you have an A+? Oh my, for the first time in my life, I saw, and I've got 5 kids, so a kid of mine get excited to talk about this report. First time, Dad, you can't believe the teacher. Grabe siya. And then, the method of teaching, it's unique. And he started talking about the different aspects of why he has an A.
Yeah.
And you know what I did?
What?
Of course, I had to look at the F's after a while. After the deposit, I'm going to withdraw now, no? But son, you have an F. What can we apply from your A's to the F's? You know, maybe that if I study earlier like I do for the A's, maybe that if I change the way I review, you know,
Connect niya bigla attitude niya, no?
anong pwede kong i-apply dito sa A's ko, ilalagay ko sa F's ko? Okay, then we agreed on 3 things. And graduated with a B.
Wow.
That, yung sinasabi mong strengths. Focus on the strengths. On who you are. On who you are.
Balikan ko yung sinabi mo kayo na, gusto ko yung ano eh, the mistake that we make is that sometimes our goals are based on our hugots.
Oh my.
So,
Yes.
what do you mean by that?
Yes. Well, ano na to, psychoanalysis. I'm taking a course right now in INSEAD. It's called the Executive Master in Consulting and Coaching for Change. Basically, it's system psychodynamics. Systems, process, technology.
Yeah.
Psychodynamics, the
Okay.
unseen, the hugots of our lives, which have more impact on us than the unseen, than the conscious. So, kaya ka pala ganyan sa boss mo. Kasi ang trato sa'yo ng tatay mo, ganyan din nung bata ka. So, it's possible that you make it your goal to beat your boss in the game.
Okay.
Ano mo yun? You make it your goal to compete with him in front of everybody. Without realizing, you're projecting on your boss an issue you had with your parents.
Galing.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ang tawag doon transference, no? We treat
Transference.
transference means in psychology, you treat people around right now the way your primary caregivers treated you. Not doesn't have the parent, could have been grandparent. Yung mga primary, yung first 7 years of your life. No? So, we have to be careful. Some of our goals don't really lead to fulfillment.
Because we're just trying to fill in an emptiness that we have. Ganun ba yan?
In fact, when you accomplish it, di ka happy. It's like, done now. Good thing I'm done with that. Diba? Pero, yung isang framework na na-develop ko, I shared this briefly with you earlier, that has really transformed me. After spending time with John Maxwell, you know, Rick Warren, Jim Collins, is the SENSE framework. That really helps people discover what they should be pursuing at any given time, you know, in their lives. And if I could share that.
Yeah,
quickly.
please. Yeah, the sense framework.
CNTS.
CNTS. Okay.
CENTS. Sense. No?
Okay.
If you want to know what you're best at, and perhaps a shift you should make in 2018 so that the best in you comes out. Remember SENSE, which is an acronym or acrostic. See? Your areas of contribution. Saan ka ba nakakadagdag? Saan ka ba nakatagdag all these years? Perhaps every time you host, they say, dapat ikaw na lang yung nag-host parate, di ba? Or, thank God you cooked the food. Oh, everybody finished it. Next time, please. O baka naman di mo area of contribution.
Yeah.
Huwag ka na mag-counsel. Kasi lalong nadidepress sa mga tao. So, what you do, what you don't do, look at your contribution. C. Make sense?
Yes.
E, excellence. Because we are in a highly competitive world, right? You deliver mediocrity or average, don't be surprised by your paid average, right? So, standards are non-negotiable. Benchmarking, best practice. So you have to reflect, where have I excelled all my life, right? Where I meet the standards. Na ako ang peg. Doesn't have to be number one, but if you're going to compete in a global economy, you better do something that you're really good at. Third is natural gift. Saan ka ba natural,
okay.
with ease.
Yeah.
Hindi ka napapagod pag ginagawa mo.
Yeah.
Bata ka pa lang, magaling ka ng sumayaw. Bata ka pa lang, nakikipagdebate ka na sa kapitbahay, you know?
Which is
my
part of
case.
your design. So
Yes,
you're saying
yes.
kanina,
My
diba?
mom told me, nakikipag-away lang daw ako sa kapitbahay. Until I showed her my gold medal in debate in high school. And my mom said, finally, nagka-polishing ka.
Anthony can speak. Okay.
CNT.
T.
One of my favorites, turn on.
Turn-ons.
Oh, what turns you
What do
on?
you mean? Okay.
Kaya hindi ka bayaran gagawin mo.
Passion.
Oh, passion.
Okay.
You know, leadership is disposition. That position. Yung mga sinusundan ng mga tao, yun yung masasaya. Yung mga
Okay.
fulfilled. Dating pa lang, wow, I want to be like that person. Grabe yung spirit.
Yeah.
Diba? It's not what you do, but it's the energy you exhibit. So yung sinasabi ni Eric Liddell, diba? When I run, I feel God's pleasure. Movie Chariots of Fire.
Chariots of Fire, yeah.
Because he was being confronted.
Yeah.
He was part of a missionary family. Dapat daw nasa China sila sharing the gospel. Sabi niya, God made me a missionary. And I'm going to China. But he also made me fast.
And I can run, yeah.
And when I run, I feel his pleasure.
Wow.
Galing. Smashed the world record.
So what turns you on?
Yeah, what is finally S, which is very personal. Spirit leading. What is your inner spirit telling you? And I've learned to listen to this more than the other four. Could be your conscience, your values. Boris, don't do everything that turns you on. You'll be in jail tomorrow.
Exactly. Some of your passions are not necessarily legal.
So I don't think David was turned on when he saw Goliath. Diba? Wow. But he felt called to.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about spirit leading, calling, vocation, which is from the word vocatio, vocature, which is voice. Are you listening to the voice?
Yeah. So it's a higher authority. If you're not just listening to yourself, 'cause if you do,
Yes.
you'll be in trouble.
In our case, it's the Holy Spirit, but it's different for every person.
Yeah.
And if it makes CENTS to you, it makes sense to you. In 2018, it makes sense to do. You will shine.
Amazing. So help us into this. Paano mo na itatawid? So do is a critical thing because a lot of people can really just
Right.
be a visionary, put things together.
Well, I'll give you a tool and I'll give you one principle. Tool, which I've done.
Okay.
I write down 15 things that either I'm doing or I'm thinking of doing in the future or ginawa ko na dati. Activities, selling, strategic management,
Okay.
networking, whatever. Hobbies that perhaps I might want to pursue, dancing. And then I do tables, CENTS. So let's start with C.
Okay.
1 to 10. 1 is the lowest, 10 is the highest. Singing, 9 ako dyan. Sa cooking, 8 lang ako dyan. Sa ganito, 7 ako dyan. Dito, 9 din ako dyan. So you rate yourself from 1 to 10 according to CENTS. When you're done, you total it.
Yeah. Okay.
Closer to 50, ikaw yan. Kasi
Okay.
50 is perfect, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Nice.
You know, when I did this test, I didn't even know my top 1 was within my top 3.
And what was that? Just out of curiosity.
Conceptualizing,
Okay.
designing programs,
Okay.
you know, campaigns that will change the world. Yun ang number one, hindi ko alam. So, nung tinanong ko yung staff ko, ilang beses ang training sa isang buwan? Sir, 22, 23? Sabi ko, cut it to half. Wow, I got flack for that, you know.
Okay.
Sir, cash flow naman.
Oo nga.
But you know what? My business grew 1,000-fold.
Because you were able to create.
Yes,
new
and then
things.
we work with speakers like you
Yeah,
and
yeah,
partners, you know,
yeah.
came in who could do also and who love training. So by doing this, I became more productive, more fulfilled, and on track, I believe, according to my purpose. Now, that's the tool. Now, when it comes to, you said, how do we make sure we do this?
Yeah, yeah.
Principle na lang. Kasi marami na naman mga apps dyan, tools
Yeah, yeah,
dyan,
yeah.
disciplines
Project
dyan.
management, yeah.
I'll just go to the law of the inner circle.
The law of
How
the inner
by
circle.
Dr. John Maxwell. Those closest to you will determine the level of your success. So you know all these things you want to do, and you want to succeed in 2018. Who will have your ear? Kanino ka mananagot?
Accountability.
Oh, you.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I have you, for example, to talk to,
yeah.
and I thank God for you, Boris. Seriously.
Same here.
It's the people you hang out with. They're the ones who are going to remind you. They're the ones who are going to pray for you. They're the ones who are going to inspire you. And if necessary, they're the ones who are going to...
Correct you.
Parang si Rafiki kay Simba.
Put you back on the right track, yeah.
Just surround yourself with the right kinds of people. Those whom you believe will bring you to a higher level. For me, I was with Francis Kwong in a conference. It's related to the Mastermind Principle. If you
Okay.
want to learn forever, transform forever, take 5 people who are good in what they do, masters in their crafts that are important to you. Maybe one master in marriage, maybe one master in spirituality, maybe one master in money, one in consulting or training. And all you do is stay connected with these guys. That connection, because these guys are masters, they're always improving.
Yeah.
Diba? That connection will do more for your transformation. And seminars, workshops, forgive me, but Rappler Talks. And
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, for me, just, and you don't have to sign a contract and say, can you be my inner circle? Just ask questions, stay
Yeah.
online, read their books.
Be teachable. Yeah.
I mean, listen to their podcasts.
Yeah.
That's more than enough.
I like that tip. I mean, identify your master trainers
Yes.
in different facets of your life.
Yeah, so that you're holistically transforming.
Yeah. What if there's barriers keeping you from achieving your goals?
There will always be barriers. Wala naman daw flat mountain, di ba? And you can never, I love this, one of my mentors said this, you can never go up a mountain if it is smooth. You can only go on a mountain.
Galing, yeah.
There are
Yeah.
rocks, there are
Yeah.
ups and downs and valleys. But you can't get a mountain if it's smooth. So anticipate it already. I like this. It was in my devotion the other day. Phrygian warriors. I love this. Of old. P-H-Y-R-I Phrygian. G-I-A-N. You know what they experienced? Not just believe. Every time they beat their enemy,
Okay.
they didn't just win against the enemy. They absorbed all the power of the enemy. So after every battle, they're 10 times stronger.
Wow.
They look forward to war. You know, so challenges make us stronger. So if that's our mindset, then we will welcome challenge in our lives.
It's building our competency, it's building our character at the same time.
Right,
Love it,
right.
yeah.
And today, my gosh, we all need that. Parang sinabi ni Dihak, CEO Emeritus ng Visa International. I entered a room, he was one of our speakers, and he was going to tell us the secret to surviving and thriving in the world.
Okay.
And we had 1 hour with him. Pagpasok namin, 50 lang kami. So this guy built this $1 trillion organization. You know what he says? Welcome, K-Yards. Ano yun? His entire message on how to survive and thrive was on the word K-Yard. The first 30 minutes, he talked about chaos. And he said, if you think it's chaotic, it's going to get worse. He said, that's the bad news. Then I asked, what's the good news? Then he said, second half of his presentation. What's on the second half? The word keywords, di ba? Order. And then he said, you provide the order. Stop looking for it from your boss. Stop demanding it from the industry or even the president of this country, right? You, by the way, you live your life. You manage your time, your priorities, doing what makes sense to you. You provide order in your own small world, and that makes you a KOR. And you will not only survive, you will thrive.
Galing. My goodness. You guys are better getting this. This is wonderful stuff. This is free stuff online.
A good reminder.
But you know what? We need to wrap up this conversation.
Sure.
But I enjoy talking to you. We could take this for hours. Maybe after this, let's have coffee. But no, a lot of people, they know their goals, they know their identity, they know who they are and who they belong to. But to a certain extent, they get discouraged when things just fall out of place. What advice would you give to those people who are listening, watching right now?
Okay. Well, first of all, you're not alone. Because Boris and I go through that every day.
That's true.
Diba? You know what comes to mind right now is what my brother Kiko shared with me.
Senator Kiko.
Sometime back. My older brother. Older.
The emphasis on older.
1 year lang naman. No, I was running an international organization years back. It was a tough job. I had 6,000 officers in 64 countries all over the world. And at one point I said, this is too tough. Too many motives, too many cultures, languages, too many differences. So I'll call it quits. And then when my brother heard, he wrote me this phrase, this poem, I don't know, changed me forever. And I hope it inspires the people here. He said, don't you quit, Anthony. You shine like a star because the world is getting darker.
The world is getting darker.
But you will notice, the darker the night, the brighter the stars shine. PS, may PS pa siya. When you shine, you don't shine for yourself. You shine so that those who are in darkness might see. You know, when I read that note, I set it aside. I stood up and I said, bring on the darkness. Harap ko sa akin ang kadiliman. Changed me forever. And it's a dark world. We know that, even as we speak. Right? It's a tough world. It's a dark world, but it's the best opportunity to shine.
It's the best opportunity to shine. Galing, galing, galing. That's awesome, Anthony. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Boris, for the opportunity.
Thank you for being with us.
Salamat.
I hope, guys, that's been helpful for you. Insightful wisdom from the master trainer, executive consultant, Mr. Anthony Pangilinan. Thank you for watching Rappler Talk.
Happy New Year.